Hello, everyone. Welcome to chapter 223 on my RLDR Custom Creations YouTube channel. It is the weekly edition. And in this chapter, I'm going to show you something that I bought at my favorite retailer last week. So if you want to see what that is, all you need to do is stay tuned. Well, like I said, I was shopping at my favorite store again, and I really have a hard time walking away from what I think is a deal. But I went into Princess Auto, my normal weekly trip, had my dog-eared sales flyer in hand, and I'm going through picking up all the things that I need. And I turn the corner and I come up to one of the aisle ends, and something caught my eye. And it was actually something I've been thinking of making for quite a while, but I just hadn't gotten around to it. So, what I saw was this, a table attachment for my drill press. And I stood there for a while. The price, I believe, if I remember correctly, $38 Canadian. And I thought, hmm. And then I looked at the picture more closely and okay, there's a little bit of T-track and there's some other sliding knobs and things like that. And I thought, man, could I build it for that price? And then it kicked in. But you know what? If I don't like it, I can return it. Now, I'm not one of those people that is super fussy that when I get something cheap that I expect it to work like a Ferrari. That's not me. But if I really don't like this, I'll just make sure I keep the box and everything and I'll take it back. And they've been really good with that. So that's why I refer to them as probably my favorite retailer. But anyway, so in today's chapter, what we're going to do is I'm going to open this up. I have not looked at this thing at all yet. All I've seen is that picture there. And I'm going to open it up and I'm going to show it to you. And then we're going to install it on my drill press. So if you want to see what's going on, you know what to do. Well, I brought you in for a little closer look, and we're going to get my shop knife out and we're going to start opening this up. So there we go. The knife isn't as sharp as I'd like it to be, but it'll do the tape. And I think I'm going to try to keep the box intact, because if worse comes to worse and I have to take it back, then I can do it. But I will make up my mind fairly quickly as to whether I like this or not. It looks like it's packed really thoroughly. And there's even a little manual that goes with it that at some point I might page through. Okay, that's that. This looks like the fence here. Oh yeah, it's got a T-slot in it. It looks like it's 1-inch MDF. Cool. I'm impressed with that. I was expecting it to be less. And here's another box. I would suspect this is, so let's maybe fold that in. You might have a hard time seeing with that there. I would expect that this is the hardware that I was talking about earlier. Come on. There we go. Let's see. Yep, this is the hardware. Oh, I don't know. That looks okay. Those, if I would buy those knobs at Lee Valley, they would have cost me a little bit. We'll set that aside there. Fold this back up. I think I'm hopefully done with the knife now. And then the rest is getting this out. And Boy, that feels quite substantial, actually. I'm quite impressed. Oh, this is the block that goes on the fence. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, let's get rid of the box. Like I said, we're going to keep everything here. But there it is. And it looks like it's got threaded connections on the bottom to mount it. I like that idea that it's got a little plate that you can refresh, and there's lots of holes there you can get your fingers in. There's T-track and hold downs for that T-track as well. Now, they're only plastic, but hey, they're a lot better than what I have. And if I don't like these, I could always make just these out of wood. A nice hardwood would be good. So so far, I am quite impressed. I think this is looks pretty well constructed. I was assuming this would be particle board, and I am blown away that it's MDF. I thought for $38 I would never get MDF, but it's nicely edge taped or edge banded. Um, the T track looks decent. It's aluminum. It's got tape measures on each side. Um, Depending on how you use your drill press, this could be a really, really nice fixture. Now, I don't really use mine that way all the time, but maybe it's time for me to properly tune up my drill press and do this right. I think maybe one thing that I would like that's maybe a little on the small side here, this thing is, I think it'll go with the drill here. It's a little narrow. I would like it to be a little wider. But you know what? I'm going to give this a try. So far, I am moderately impressed. So I'll bring you back when I get it all set together. How's that? Well, the deck is installed. That went really easily. Um, let's get you underneath here. Those plastic things that I thought were to hold down pieces in the T-track were actually the way to hold it onto the table of the lathe, sorry, of the drill press. So once I figured that out, I did look at the instructions and they helped. So I figured out the hardware and got it all going. And they screw in really nicely into those threaded connections, but I think you really need to watch how much you tighten this because it could break. If you put too much pressure on it, it could probably break. So, well, then to get it on, basically onto the drill press, locating it serves to be the bigger issue. So, finally, what I did is I made a center mark on this, found center, and I decided that that's where the drill bit should come. So I put in just any random bit here with a little bit longer shaft, and that hits center. So that's what determines the back or front to back placement, that center. And I'm pretty sure I have it the right way. I think that see it's a little open in back here, and the front is covered by about 3/4 of an inch. I think that's the way it needs to go. But like I said uh, in the introduction, I wish this thing was a little wider. That would be nice. The length seems to be all right for my shop because I don't have a lot of room. But the other thing that I needed to do is to try to get it kind of square to the drill press. And finally, what I came up with is I made a mark in the center of the post and then measured to the corner on each side and got that measurement to be the same. So I'll see how that works out. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, but since I've never installed one of these before, I think for now I'm kind of happy with the way it's installed. It looks great. Uh, I'm going to get the fence on it next, and I'll bring you back when that's done. Well, there it is. It's all completely done. It was really, really simple to install. It probably took me longer to get the base on to the drill press table where I felt it needed to go. The fence went on very easily. There's a bolt that fits into the T track, came through a hole here and a hole here, and there's oops, watch that. There's nice plastic knobs, hardware to put it on, and the block to hold the distance has basically a flat uh, not sure how to explain it. It's not, these were just hex head bolts here that fit into this T track. This one must be shallower, so it's kind of like a carriage bolt, except it's ground parallel on two edges. So it slides in there, and then you can slide this thing wherever you would like. For now, I'm just going to put it back there and just give it a little bit of tightness so that when I turn the drill press on to do something, it doesn't just eventually vibrate off. But this went really well. There's a couple of negatives. I think that they are anyway. Number one, and I've mentioned this before already, I would like it if this thing was a little wider. I think the stick out in front is good, but I'd like to see it go to the back. Now, maybe it doesn't need to. I'm not that familiar with drill press attachments and accessories, so I'll learn with this one. I'll see how this works, and we'll go from there. The other thing that surprised me a little bit is like this edge here is nicely finished. They've got an edge band on there, which is great. I'm surprised they didn't do it here. This is just raw MDF, and I would think it would be a little nicer if that had edge banding on it, but it doesn't. So those are the only two things that I would criticize this table for. To be honest, I've never used a setup like this, so it's going to take me a little bit of learning as well to make sure I do things in such a way that can work out. One of the things that I may need to do is figure out a way that I can use this clamp on here, which I think could be done. But I'm going to need to make some kind of a hold down thing. And I know a person can buy them, which is okay. The other thing that may be a bit of a problem for me is that I also use this drill press for metalworking. So I'm looking at this and thinking, well, to take that thing off every time I wanted to drill a hole in a piece of metal would maybe be a real pain. So maybe what I'll do is get a piece of maybe 1/4 inch plate and just put it on here when I'm drilling metal. Maybe thicker. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I'm sure I will, because to take this on and off, I don't know if it's worth it. We'll see. Who knows? It's only two attachments to take it off. That may work just fine. But anyway, there it is. Is it worth $38? Well, I think it is. I think if I would have had to buy T-Track, there's about 2 feet of it there. Uh, Adhesive tape measures, there's about 2 feet of that. And then the hardware that holds it on, like this, a guy could make easy, but these, you really need to buy that stuff. And all that stuff, I don't know about prices for that. I guess I could check Lee Valley's catalog. But I remember for little stuff like that paying, I don't know, $2 or $3 a knob, maybe a little more. And then there's more stuff up here, and the slot is made. And they thought ahead and they made a place for that you can replace if it gets buttered out with constant drilling. So I don't know. I'm going to go on a limb here. This took me about a half hour to install. Even with shooting video, well, no, okay, a little longer than that. I actually tuned up my drill press a little bit. It had a little bit of rust on the table, and I took my palm sander and WD 40 and got rid of that. I didn't spray any film on it to make it slippery because I didn't think it needed it. But it's clean now and it's set square. And so I did a wee little bit of setup, but I don't think I spent probably more than with unpacking, setting up video and everything an hour. And if I look at my time and how it's gone lately, an hour doesn't get me much. So yes, this is something I would have eventually got around to, but it was kind of nice just to go out and buy something and set it up and have it so I can use it right away. And for $38, I'm okay with it. I think it's worth it. We'll see how durable it is now, see how long it lasts. But I think I'm happy with this. So, on that note, let's give you a little bit of a view from the other side here. It's kind of the same both ways. And I need to get my bit storage cleaned up yet too. That's another countertop or another cabinet that's built out of OSB, which I built many years ago. So I need to cover the sides with pine plywood and put drawer faces on and make it look like my cabinet that I was working on this last year. So anyway, I think we're basically ready to close this video off. Well, there you have it. It's all installed. It only took a little bit of time. And instead of me having to make all this, which again wouldn't have taken a long time, but I didn't have to. And for $38, I don't know if I could have bought all the material to do this. It would have been, I think it probably would have been close. So with that in mind, I now have a more functional drill press. Like, again, I've never used a table like this on my drill press. I had decided I wanted one. One other thing that may have come in handy, and you can get these too, with the arms that slide out so you can hold longer things. That might have been handy as well, but we'll try this for now, see how it works, and we'll go from there. So anyway, that wraps up the weekly edition. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. 1,000 subscriber giveaway is coming up, I think sometime this year, I hope. And I need to get working on that. But anyway, we're done this. I hope to use it. I hope it'll last me a long time. And we will see you on the weekend edition. Take care out there.